everyone, Corn here and welcome to my channel. I was working on tea dyeing these coffee filters and I thought, you know what, y'all might want to come along and see what I'm doing. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to say, Corn, I've been doing that since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. But just in case you haven't, and what I like to do is see if anybody's doing anything different from me. And one thing is, I don't want to do a ton of them. You know how sometimes when you tea dye or coffee dye or paint dye or spray dye or food dye papers and things, you do these massive batches. But for me, I wanted to do just enough to work on a project I'm working on now and a few for the future. And because while you've got the setup, it's kind of fun, you know, to keep going, but I didn't want to keep going on and on and on. So what I'm using are these coffee filters, and they are the 8.5 cup filters, and you get 100 of them. I don't remember what I paid for them. I've had them for a while, and I'm pretty sure I got them at Walmart. And then I used this cup that was given to me by my oldest friend for my birthday. She also got me the tea kettle. Isn't that cool? And this, I put about half of this full of boiling hot water, 3 tea bags, and left it there while I did the dishes, the lunch dishes from Handsome and I. So that takes me about 20 to 30 minutes. And since I was doing the dishes, the water was super hot. So I saw how dark it was, so I added a little more, almost boiling water to it. For some reason, when I dye papers and stuff, I want my water really hot. It's just how I am. So that's how much I used. That's what I used. And I also, for the sake of the video and stuff, I also used my heated Ranger tool. I really like this. Number one, it's quiet, plus number two, I just really like it. I think it's really nice, and if you ask, I do recommend it. And I don't remember where I got these guys, but I got a couple of these little spray bottles, and as you see, that's how dark. Let me get in the, this is the kitchen, so I've got natural light going on, so hopefully that shows you. And I've got the overhead light on, so hopefully that'll show you just how dark the 3 bags made it, and not tons of water. And I also have this bowl that is, I have 2 together just in case one fails me. But I have it with the rest of the tea in it. And these I got, they're styrofoam. This I think is from Walmart as well, maybe even Dollar Tree. It's been so long. And I got them at first to do painting things with, you know. So we have this, and you know, everybody does things differently. And I just wanted to show you how I did mine in case you like them. I will show you, this is, these have been dried. And this is how mine are turning out when they have been dried, not when it's the natural dryness. I would rather have all of mine dry naturally, personally. But like I said, I'm going to need some to craft with today. And these, since you'll see what I do with them, these have come out very wrinkly. And you see this line here, there's a reason that there's a line down there. Because as you see here, these I fold over while they're wet. I have here, placed here is some aluminum foil, and on top of that wax paper, because this is about 65 years old. This is about my age, so I like to protect it. But I do this not only because of the bowl and how I like to do things. I mean, you can get a very big bowl and just place them in without wrinkling them and stuff. But if you like more shabby than chic, then sometimes, if you're like me, sometimes a nice textured wrinkle paper is fun. And also, I'm hoping to put a doily that'll probably end up somewhere here. And these are really fun when you do them this way to add on your journals, not only for decorations, but you can tuck things here, especially if you've got a doily or paper here. And so when I dry them, they get very wrinkly, okay, when I dry them with my heat tool. And these are drying naturally, and you can already see. There are going to be some wrinkles, but not that much. And then this one, see, a lot less wrinkles too, and I don't know if it's showing up, lighter in color. Yeah, you can see. Because this is the one that's only been sprayed, okay? Say you just say, Corn, I don't want to stick them in a smaller bowl. Then if you just spray them, and here's the other thing, if you don't have a little spray bottle like that, then I'm going to show you a really fun way to do it, but you have to be careful of anything around you. And yes, I do have lace curtains up, so I got to be careful when I do that one. So, and that one has been dried with the heat tool, but only sprayed, okay? So, not half as wrinkly. But what I do is I take them, and as you know, they just fold in half so lovely, don't they? And then you go like so, and then you go like so, and you make what looks like a birdie in badminton, doesn't it? And then I just place them. Right now I would like to ask you not to look at my nails because they are very tea-dyed, but I had no desire to wear gloves today while doing this, so I knew it was going to happen. But I was like, okay, you know they're going to be tea-dyed. I think they look dirty, but I promise you they're not dirty. I have a thing about dirty nails, by the way. Not the end of the world, but I just don't like them. Okay. And then, like I said, like so, in half and quarters on your nails. And depending on what chore I'm doing, you can leave them in for a little while or for a long while. And while they're soaking, I'm going to put them over here. And if you're like me, you know, you end up liking the color of your paper towel. The tea-dyed little spots look so fun. So, let's get one and kind of straighten it out a little bit. Okay. And we're just going to spray it. I'll get these out of the way. And if you want, and if you're thinking, oh, I want that to be even flatter, you can mess with them a little bit. Okay. Or if you say, I don't want that around the edges, you can go like so. And as you see, even just lying there, this one is much darker. And of course, that's just the one layer. This is 2 layers. It's folded over so that it'll fit. And I will probably, with this one, do something with it folded too, and a doily. As you all know too, sometimes it's fun to do your doily on this now and spray it so that there is hopefully a little imprint of your doily too. But I wanted that white against, or even a darker shade of the tea, like a beige, not beige, but khaki almost, to a doily over that to have a contrast. And This is not too loud, so I think, see, I don't think it will, if you have on earbuds, I don't think it'll bother you too much. And you just get close, and what I do is I get on one side for a while and then flip it. Sometimes put it up in the air, like so. Whee! Although that was it wasn't supposed to do that. This is getting dry, as you can see. And let's say maybe you prefer not to have a deeper tea stain, but just a very light, pretty, little creamy tan color. Just spray them. And like I said, the next one I'll do is when you say, I don't have that little spray bottle. You don't need a little one either, you can have a huge one. I used to get the spray bottles at Dollar Tree, and they're not little at all, they're big. The ones I used to find. Wait a minute, it wasn't Dollar Tree, it was Walmart. Sorry. They were like $1 or just $1 and a couple of pennies. And as you know, since it's a coffee filter, it's not going to take long. And it's still going to, since we're heating it, unless you keep going like this. In certain areas, as you see, it's not going to wrinkle that much, and in others it is, because you're drying it. But I kind of like it personally. Not as much as these guys, and I'll show you why they wrinkle so bad after I show you what I do with them. See, you just have a little color versus that much color. I don't know if you can. That doesn't look. That looks very close, doesn't it? That's because of the light coming through the back of it. But here, I'll put these two together, and then put these two together and see if that shows you the difference. Yeah, that'll show you more. These come out a lighter shade. Okay. Now, let's say you don't have that spray bottle, and you like corn. I don't have one, but I do have tea bags. And it doesn't have to be, this is the regular Lipton tea. It doesn't have to be the black tea. Be any tea you want. Okay? Maybe we can do it like this. Here's what I do. I do this sometimes. Just okay. There you go. And what's really cool, I think, is if you do get a few sections that are still white. I love that, personally. And this only has one setting, by the way. Either it's, two. Either it's off or it's on. You know? Normally, I would let this dry naturally. The other ones that I'm going to do, I'm just going to fill up. This goes on for some time this way. I'm just going to fill up that and then call it a day. Got my other ones still soaking, the 3 we put in. I hope everybody's doing well and happy today and tomorrow and the next day for that matter. And yes, if I knew how to fast forward, this is when I do it. Yes, you can see. I love that. You can see a few of the spots are stayed white. I think that's yummy, personally. I don't know if everybody likes it, but I do. And also, what I do sometimes is after they're already dried, I will take, not that this is a very fine mist, but I will take this, I'll show you in a minute, and to get some, hopefully some darker spots. I might not, because the strength of the tea is the same. You know what I mean? I didn't make it stronger. But you can, especially if you make a stronger, very strong solution, and then do what I'm going to do, oh, it comes out really nice with all those nice splotches and stuff. Okay. Now on this one, can you see? There's some white. There's white here, here, here. Love it. I like that one. That one's fun. You might be able to see it a little better on top of the other. See the white spots? Love that. But what I would do is just take this out and, you know, flick it. Which isn't flicking very well. But you can still, you know, especially if you have a stronger solution, have those nice dark tea spots. Okay, here's the ones we've been, I used to say cooking. My water's not hot anymore. Here's the ones that have been left in the solution. And the reasons mine come out so wrinkled is because since they're coffee filters, you can take out quite a bit of the excess water, which is wonderful. And again, I'm going to let these guys dry. Let me show you in case you're wondering, in case I wasn't in frame. Like so. And then with this one, I'm going to leave it in half to dry naturally that way. I have a row of the ones open and a row of the ones half closed. Okay? And that's how I do it. It'd be nice to hear how you guys do it if you have the time. And I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. And I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening. Bye-bye, everybody. Take good care.